Hayden Deegan has done it again. I guess lightning strikes twice. The guy has had a repeat performance. Amazing, in my opinion. And on, I guess, a sad note, so is Sexton. He's done it again as well. Kind of confused as to why he lets these races get away from him. But those are just a couple of the topics that we're going to run through for the highlights of Tampa 2023. I'm telling you guys, it was some really good racing, especially in the 250 main. Going to be showing some awesome stuff. Feel free to comment on what your favorite part was or what you thought was probably the worst part, because there was a lot of action and a lot of things going down between qualifiers, LCQs, and the main event. But let's just get right into it. 250 heat number 2, Hayden Deegan jumps that gate like a boss into the lead, left Hunter Lawrence in the dust. And you know that's huge for that kid's confidence. Beating anybody out there is already amazing, but he's beating the number 1 guy in his heat race. And I believe all that energy, all that excitement did pull right into the main event as well. Now, I really did think that the sand section was going to give Hayden a little more trouble than what it did throughout the entirety of the night. You know, he had a few hiccups through it, but he looked good. The cool thing about him is he clicked off his laps. He got in the lead. He rode his ride. You know, he clicked off his laps. He put the seat time in. And I was especially excited to see how well he was performing, even after the little snafu that he had in qualifying. He ran off the track a little bit. When he got back on, he didn't course correct properly. He ran into a tough block. He took a hard tumble, but he got up and kept rolling. I mean, these kids are made out of like some type of elastic, man. I swear it. Man, as always, LCQs are just a thing to watch, to behold. This crap that's going on right here in the scene is just, it bewildered me, man. They were both in transfer positions. I don't even know why guys were going to play the way they played, but I mean, it was really interesting. It was still a highlight of the night, I guess you could call, but LCQs get wild. 250 main time, guys, and it was just insane. It was some really good racing. Hunter got a bad start, and he's behind Deegan, and he's behind Moseman, and it's just some really cool action. Deegan has a really big bobble within the sand, slows him down almost to a stop. Hunter gets past him and Moseman, and then out of nowhere, Moseman charges back. It was just really good racing early on, and it carried through the entire event. Hunter Lawrence, guys, he's got speed. He is fast. He's off the chain, and nobody can take that from him. One thing I will say about Hunter, though, he's fast, he's got speed, he's got skill, but the boy will bang some bars and he will push his way to the lead. That's why I say I'm not maybe the biggest fan of how aggressive he gets, man, but he gets the job done. He's not out there, I guess, like taking guys out, but he knows how to block pass. And he's honestly bringing some of that racing that we used to see maybe between, I don't know, Carmichael and, you know, like Chad Reed and Stewart, like that bar, that push, that get to the top kind of racing style in an effective way. He took my boy Moseman out, and I wasn't a fan of that, you know, but at the same time, like, the dude's doing work, and he deserved everything he got by the end of the race, for sure. Prime time. This was prime time racing right here between Nate Thrasher and Hunter Lawrence. Like, I don't know. This was the highlight of the night for me. This battle between them two coming down to like the craziest finish I've seen in a long time. 250 East put on a show, and we probably, as fans, we couldn't have asked for anything better, any better type of racing. And I want to call out, like, after the whole like bump thing between Nate and, and Hunter, they you know, bump knuckles at the end, because at the end of the day, you know, they were both going for first place, and neither one of them got hurt in it. Neither one of them was like doing anything that wouldn't have been like dangerous. We may not have liked the way those passes went down, but at the same time, that was some good freaking racing. And honestly, if the rest of this series runs that way, I'm going to be excited. I cannot wait to see him race his brother. I cannot wait for Hunter and Jet to go at it, because I feel like it's going to be some more primetime racing, to be honest with you. Unfortunately, our recap of the 450s won't be anywhere as exciting as our recap of the 250s, because the 450s, it wasn't boring. It didn't land the way we expected it to. Chase Sexton, bro. Oh my God, Chase Sexton, bro. Okay. Chase Sexton. I love you, my guy. I just want you to know this. Anything that I'm about to say is only to help you, not to hurt you. It's really hard to see a rider lead the entirety of a race and wash out, bobble out in the whoops the way he did. and just threw the entire race away. I mean, he got second place, which is great. I mean, he salvaged some points. They had a great lead over third place, which was Aaron Plessinger, but Cooper Webb was there to take advantage of that bobble, which was funny. Cooper Webb made the same mistake in the whoop section the lap before, and Sexton, I guess without knowing, just followed suit, man, and it cost him the lead. But really, really stoked to see Cooper up front. Cooper deserved a win. Cooper's been working really hard. Plessinger wasn't far off. Nice to see Plessinger on the podium as well. I guess I was wondering, like, where's Tomac? Where's Tomac at? Tomac just, and you guys, correct me if I'm wrong. In San Diego, when Tomac was trying to pass Webb and he kind of messed up, his body language has changed. I don't feel like he's riding the same with the same intensity, the same aggression as we saw prior to San Diego. Now I could be wrong, but that's how I feel most definitely. He's still fast, he's still effective, but he ain't getting first place. And the points are so close right now that if he starts to fall off now, he can easily lose this championship. And I think you guys would totally agree. Did you guys see the whole, like, oh my gosh, the Barcia and Anderson crash? Anderson looked great. Anderson looked so good all day. He looked so good, and then he got impatient, and he tried to pass Barcia, and there he goes, taking them both out. This is the exact same Anderson that we saw last year. It's the reason why the championship got away from him last year. It's because he didn't know how to, like, slow himself down to make smart passes so that he could stay in the race. And then he had to work his cheeks off from, like, 17th place just to get back up to 6th, which is an incredible ride by Anderson. Incredible ride by Anderson. I mean, he was too good to be in 6th. But he did it to himself. A little impatience ran up to him. It was a rider's incident, yeah, but I feel like if he just would have been a little more patient and just made a better pass on Barcia, one that was going to stick and was secure, like the one that he did on the next to last lap when he passed Barcia. He made it so clean. Anderson he passed him and he left him. That's all he needed to do. But he was so caught up, the adrenaline pumping. He just made a mistake. He made an Anderson mistake, and like I say, we've seen Anderson do this many times. And I don't care who you are. If you think that Ken Roczen can really win on the Suzuki, I think you're in denial like I am. I don't know. Kenny had some heat on the first couple of rounds, and now Kenny just doesn't look like Kenny anymore. And I don't know if it's the Suzuki giving him troubles. I know he's been struggling with the kickstart side of things. Like, it's just, and I want to see Kenny go do good. I think he's got more in the tank, guys. Personally, I really do. But a lot of you guys disagree with me, and that's perfectly fine. I'm gonna hold out for Ken Roczen to get a dub this season. But I'm still like, will he get it on the Suzuki? Maybe. I think some honorable mentions are, Justin Cooper had a solid ride. I think Christian Craig had a good ride. Barcia wasn't riding bad. Just, the whole Anderson-Barcia link up there, I think ruined both of their chances at a good finish at Tampa. But there was some incredible talent out there. Cooper Webb the sleeper, though. Cooper Webb the sleeper. The guy. He didn't see him coming, man. And Sexton could not shake him. And he showed that fender to Sexton enough times just to put a little pressure. Get him riding a little over his head, and then bam. Sexton plays it in the whoops, man. I know I came back to that one, but that was a defining moment in the 450 race. But congrats to Cooper, man. He killed it. Great racing by Cooper, for sure. Great racing in Tampa all around, for sure. I can't wait for the next race, guys. I'm pumped about it already. I'm getting stoked. There's some action popping off here. Hayden Deegan is doing some work in that 250 East class, and I can't wait to see him get a better finish than 4th. Will lightning strike 3 times for Hayden Deegan? I guess we'll find out. All right, guys, thank you very much. If you want to like, if you want to subscribe, go ahead and do that. Share this with your buddies. Moto Talk, baby. Keep it on 2 wheels.